When it comes to Tories, some things bear an awful lot of repetition. Some things don't, but this one bears repetition, and I hope it also will be remembered by you. My opinion and understanding is, above all, Tories are selfish. You know, if I was to go a stage further, perhaps I might even quote them as vermin, but that was Nye Bevin's opinion, and I'm not going to use the vermin one. But they're selfish. Parasites generally are selfish. They have no reason not to be selfish, I guess, because they think only of their own survival. Tories are a bit like that. They think not only of their own survival, but they think only of their own betterment, wealth creation, how far above everybody else they can climb, how quickly they can climb that greasy pole, go right up to the top of the greasy pole, right up there, and then all the poor little fingers hanging on beneath them can be shoved down on their boot heels. Yeah? They're selfish. Being a Tory is about self. The one difference there, I would point out, is in a word, being a socialist. See, socialist? The word gives it away, doesn't it? Somebody said on Predator Exposure, which is a paedophile hunting site I go on, that you know, the name is on the hat, Predator Exposure, and he did that to his hat, Predator Exposure. Another discussion going on there, but good luck to these people who do that, by the way. I think it is necessary. But that much aside, going back to a name being in the word, socialist. We believe in the good of others. We believe in the good of the community. We believe in working together to raise everybody up rather than working to push everybody else down, everybody else out the way, so that we get the best of the fruits of the earth produced by other people. Socialism. The clue is in the word. It is social. It's not individualistic, although any individual can be a socialist. We combine with other individuals to help society, for the betterment of society. We believe in communities, real communities, not isolated little groups of billionaires living on some billionaire island somewhere. We know and recognise them as communities, but we believe communities should include all people, of all abilities, of all creeds, colours, kinds, working, non-working, unable to work, disabled, able-bodied, businessmen, teachers, doctors, lawyers. We believe the community should include us all. Tories believe in exclusion. Exclusion. Now let's give you a little bit of exclusion, shall we? Let's exclude the homeless people when the royal wedding happens, because, well, actually they've made themselves deliberately homeless and they do make the streets look really untidy. And do we really want the royals to see these people like that? Do we want that? Let's exclude them. Let's take them away somewhere. Let's maybe put them in a camp or something, shall we, yeah? We work for the good of others. We do not just serve ourselves at the expense of others. That I consider to be a decent society. That I consider to be a society of which I wish to be an active member and an active part, to which I can contribute and from which I can legitimately and fairly get. Why do you think the Tories want to privatise the NHS? Because they are so into the individual. They are so into the success of the individual, the hard work of the individual, the pulling themselves up by their bootstraps of the individual, that will incentivise people to work harder if they have to pay for their treatment. They'll work harder. They'll do more. They'll produce more. But who will they produce it for? Who will get the most of what they produce? Certainly not them. They'll enrich shareholders. They'll make corporate giants bigger. People who also use, by the way, community resources. But the Tories are all for them. They don't pay any UK taxes, but their trucks use our roads, their people use our communications infrastructure, they use our power or our gas, the very air that they breathe. They use it, and they don't pay for it because they get a nice little tax break so that they can make themselves even richer. People, believe me, the change we are looking for is not just voting Labour. It's voting for being a community. It's voting for looking out for each other. It's voting for helping each other. It's voting for giving each other a hand up, not a push down. The Tories are constantly pushing down. It's like being a drowning man. Rather than throwing you a lifebelt, they come in and tread on your head. Yeah? That's what they want. It's not what we want. I believe people of this country, British people, we're far better than that. We have done at our best when we have cooperated and helped each other. Think, those of you who've read the history of the Second World War, those of you still alive who lived through that war, parents, grandparents, those of you who were kids during the war, look at what happened at the end of World War II. Look how this country worked together to rebuild itself, to redo the infrastructure, and to look how well we worked together and cooperated together and began things like the welfare state and the NHS. Look at that. The country was on its knees after a long, brutal and costly war, but we did that. We rebuilt the country. We built the welfare state. We made and instituted the NHS, in which many of you were probably even born into this world. I was delivered by an army doctor in Germany, but that's another story, okay? But that's the thing I want to say today. Labour is socialist because social means for the many, not the few. Vote with us in local elections. Go out. See your local Labour candidates where you can. Go online to your local Labour Party. Get involved in your constituency Labour Party. Just join the party. I'm a member. It only cost me £2 a month. I am a member. And we're growing. And we're getting stronger. So, hope for 2018 is in the social, the communal. Not by that I mean we've all got to be the same. I've said this thousands of times before, you know. We're not all going to wear our little our Chairman Mao uniforms and wave our little red book in the air going, we're all the same, we're all the same. Fictional socialism. Absolute fiction. Published by the most likely the Tagnicious Hive. Anyway, take care. That's me gone. I know I'm posting a lot, but this is hope for the future. This is Labour.